and that means that Jude will most likely end up at Liverpool. I know you're sick of me saying it, but I'm going to be right in the end, and we're all going to rejoice in the brilliance of yours truly. This video is being sponsored by our friends at Surfshark. Now, you've probably heard people talking about VPN providers a lot, and I'm going to explain to you why it's a plus and why hopefully you should go with our friends at Surfshark. So Surfshark is an app or browser extension that allows you to look at the internet entirely anonymously and unlock the world's largest Netflix libraries, the likes of the USA and Japan. It also keeps you safe and secure from hackers. Let's imagine you're out and about, you're having a cup of coffee, you're in college, you're in the pub, something like that. They use industry-leading measures, uncrackable encryption, and the most secure VPN protocols to keep you safe and secure while you're having a look on the internet. Also, one subscription will run across all of your devices, meaning that there is no need to look elsewhere. One subscription, you got your phone covered, your laptop covered, whatever it is that you need. Surfshark is really easy to install as well. And right now, you can get an amazing 85% off and 3 months additional free by using our link in the description and the code Anfield Agenda at checkout. That is 85% off and 3 months additional free, meaning it works out at less than $2 a month. Now, this offer runs until the end of this year only. So if you're looking for a VPN provider, look no further. Our friends at Surfshark have got you covered. What is up, my friends? Welcome along to today's late night agenda. As always, I'm going to be talking to you around all things Liverpool Football Club related, specifically Mr. Jude Bellingham today. But as I also always want you to do, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like on the video and of course hit that subscribe button for me. Now, there were a few doubters in the world about Jude Bellingham's capabilities before this World Cup kicked off. I hope, even after one performance against, yes, it was against Iran, but once again, you just see that the man oozes class. He got England off to a perfect start today with a magnificent header, but more than that, he looked to me like the standout player on that pitch. You know my thoughts on this, my friends. You know I believe Jude Bellingham is going to end up at Liverpool Football Club. And if I'm not mistaken, I think there was a name drop from Alan Shearer to Liverpool and Real Madrid for Bellingham before the game got underway. Now, we all know that Florentino Perez hasn't got the stomach for the fight for Jude Bellingham. We all know that Florentino Perez is just blowing hot air. He really wants Mbappe. And that means that Jude will most likely end up at Liverpool. I know you're sick of me saying it, but I'm going to be right in the end. And we're all going to rejoice in the brilliance of yours truly. No, but that aside, look, I want to know your thoughts on how good you think Bellingham really is. Because there were some people who thought if Liverpool paid 100 million or 120 million pounds for Jude Bellingham, that they'd be overpaying. But the phrase generational talent is thrown around way too often for my liking. But this kid is it. This kid will lead, whether it be Liverpool or England or whomever, he will lead a midfield to glory in whatever team he's in. He is a top-notch football player. And to think that he's only 19 years of age, showing the composure and playing with the stature of somebody far beyond his young years, I'm blown away. I really, really am. However good I think Bellingham is, every time I watch him, I think he's even a bit better than I originally thought. So look, the big hurdle now is, can Liverpool get a deal done with Borussia Dortmund? I do believe that the field of potential suitors for Bellingham is starting to whittle down a little bit. If you want my take on how things work out with regards to transfers over the coming months or even seasons, this is what I think is going to happen. First up, I think that we will see Real Madrid go and sign Kylian Mbappe. I think that PSG will eventually realise that he's too much trouble and accept that he will move on. Real Madrid will come to an agreement with there. He will apologise. He'll end up... By apologise, I mean to the Madrid fan base. We all know that the little darlings need to have a little pat on the head. They're very spoiled, the Real Madrid fans. And if you don't believe me, just look at Eden Hazard's announcement video and you'll see them saying, we want Mbappe. Now, they were right, because Hazard's an absolute fraud. But apart from that, I think they're spoiled. But they will get Kylian Mbappe in my eyes. Now, the next one that I want to speak about, and the reason why I'm so convinced that Liverpool signed Jude Bellingham is, I've always believed that if Enzo Fernandez does move to the Premier League, he's most likely going to go to Manchester City in my eyes. Think back to the links to Julian Alvarez when he was at River Plate, which is, of course, where he was before he moved to Benfica. So, yes, you take into account Manchester City's good relationship with Benfica. You could make an argument that Liverpool, of course, have a decent relationship, having bought Darwin Núñez. But Manchester City are also in the market for a midfielder, and I just don't see a situation where Liverpool are going to be able to go out there and spend the 100 million plus that it will take to get Bellingham, and then probably another 70, 80, maybe even more to get Enzo Fernandez. So for my money, I think Fernandez will end up with Pep Guardiola at Manchester City, and I think that we will sign Jude Bellingham. Now, I know that that's me putting my nuts on the line, but it's just one man's opinion. I want to know how you guys feel about it. I know there's a lot of Liverpool fans who want Enzo. I know there is. And I know Melissa already said a while back as well that we were interested in the player. I'm sure that we are. I just don't see in the current ownership climate of Liverpool with FSG there how we would come up with what's probably going to be 200 million to get those players in. And look, 200 million is a figure we probably need to be spending on midfielders, but I don't know if we will or not. I'm very confident around the Jude Bellingham thing though, even at the price. Now I know Florentino Perez and Real Madrid have apparently balked at the £130 million valuation that Borussia Dortmund have put on Jude Bellingham's head. But for us, we need that midfielder. You look at Real Madrid, they've got Arlian Tchouameni, they've got Camavinga in there, they've got Valverde in there. They're all right. They're not too shabby. And then, of course, they have Luka Modric and Toni Kroos, who are coming to the end of their time, but still very capable footballers. So I don't think Real Madrid are in as much of a rush or need as we do. Frankly, I don't think there's any club in the world that needs a central midfielder more than Liverpool right now. So for me, this is a no-brainer. I think it gets done. But most importantly, I think we will all look back on this time where some people doubted Bellingham. And make no bones about it. I've had a lot of people telling me for years that he's overhyped, that it'll be another waste of money, or that it will be a waste of money, and that he isn't the generational talent. Look at that game today. Look at the performances he's putting in for Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League this season. The man is a leader, and he's 19 years of age. He looked head and shoulders above almost everybody else out there in that England team today. Rice, good performance. Shaw, decent performance, but it was all about Jude Bellingham. Yes, Saka got his 2 goals. Fair play to the young lad. Lovely goals. Rashford came on, scored. Raheem Sterling scored. But Bellingham, what a header. What a man. What a player. So what I want to know is 2 things. 1, is he a potential captain long term if he came to Liverpool Football Club? And 2, how much do you think it's realistically going to cost to get him out of Borussia Dortmund? Because you will hear numbers ranging from 80, 85 million all the way through to the absurd numbers, which is 150 million. I don't think anybody is going to pay 150 million for a player who will have, 2 years left on his contract at the end of the season. So getting to that point where Dortmund have to either tie him down to a new deal or sell him on. And it doesn't look like at this particular time that he is willing to sign the new deal at Dortmund, at least not from what we're being briefed in the media. It does look like Dortmund are willing to have that conversation with them. Why wouldn't they? They'd be idiots not to. But ultimately, I do think that he moves on and Liverpool are going to be his next destination. So again, how much is it going to cost? Will FSG pay it? And is he a future Liverpool captain? For me, the answer to all of those questions is yes, yes. And how much will he cost? I think a deal will be done probably closer to £100 million, maybe €120 million, something like that, with some potential add-ons and these type of things. But I want to make it very clear as well, Dortmund have to be a little bit careful here because they've carved out a lovely niche for themselves where they've brought in young players, given them the platform to show what they can do and allowed them to develop and flourish as footballers. But it also has to be clear to any future players arriving there that there has to be a pathway for them to move on and progress their careers. It doesn't mean Dortmund isn't a great club. Of course it is. It's a fantastic club, wonderful fan base, and they're up against it in Germany every year with the money and the might of Bayern Munich. But I think they do need to just say, right, here's the fee, and ask the player where he wants to go. And I do think that will play a big part in this. I think that they will respect the man's wishes. And for as far as I'm aware, Jude Bellingham's preference is to come and play for Liverpool with Jordan Henderson, with Trent. Watch the England videos. It's very apparent, Anyway, that's my take on it all. I want to know what you guys feel about it. And do you think this is going to happen? Because you are going to be absolutely sick to death of me banging on about Bellingham because he's only getting better and better and better. And yeah, I'm setting myself up for heartbreak, but I'm ready to be hurt. Let me know your thoughts. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.